If you grew up in the 90s or the early 2000s, then you truly got to experience and enjoy the peak of European automaker dominance. Brands like Mercedes-Benz, Land Rover and Volkswagen were really among the most visible names on our roads. But one brand that was particularly loved, especially outside Europe, for its reliability, popular and human-centric models was the French automaker Peugeot. So what happened to this once popular car brand and why has it fallen off so much? Welcome to Drive Dudes. This is Peugeot Explained. So although its first model was produced in 1889, Peugeot is actually one of the oldest car brands in the world, having been founded in 1810 as a family steel mill in France. Its first model was the three-wheeled steam-powered Peugeot Type 1 with only 4 such models, making it out of production. Peugeot quickly transitioned in 1890 with the Peugeot Type 2 being its first petrol-powered four-wheeler, producing 2 horsepower and a maximum speed of 11 miles per hour or about 18 kilometers per hour. Subsequent models followed the naming convention of type, a common practice among all car makers, spiraling up to the Peugeot Type 190 in 1928, after which a new naming practice was adopted. The 201 was the first model to be mass-produced by Peugeot, with more than 140,000 units produced between 1929 and 1937. It was also the first model to pioneer this new naming model of a zero between 2 digits. So let's decode what all this is about. The first digit reflects the size of the vehicle, while the last digit shows the generation of the vehicle. So a 208 is smaller than a 308, which is smaller than a 408. The 308 is the 8th generation of the 3s, which replaced the 307, which replaced the 306, and so on and so forth. Peugeot takes this system so seriously that in 1964, when Porsche tried to introduce the Porsche 901 to replace the 356, Peugeot objected to it because they had already registered the 3-digit model designation with a 0 in the middle. Porsche thus had to rename the 901 to the 911 or the 911. The Peugeot 504 is Peugeot's crown jewel. Developed in 1968 as a successor to the 404, Peugeot believed in its flagship saloon car so much that it threw away the naming rulebook to name the 504. The 504 drew inspiration from 2 designs, adopting a unique trunk design and an innovative headlight design nicknamed the Eyes of Sophia Loren. The 504 was equipped with front and rear disc brakes for maximum stopping power, a deformable structure and ejectable windscreen, independent 4-wheel trailing arm suspension for improved handling and ride comfort, not to forget front engine rear-wheel drive, providing a great balance especially under acceleration by separating steering and driving functions. Right off the bat, the Peugeot 504 was a darling, winning the European Car of the Year in 1969 and leading to it being assembled in 5 continents: Europe, Asia, South America, Australia and Africa. It was also very diverse, available as a saloon, a station wagon, a coupe, a convertible, a pickup or even a double cab pickup. Configuration-wise, you could get an ambulance, a hearse, an RV, a tipper or even a 4x4 off-roader. The 504 was especially loved in Africa, with the LA Times nicknaming it the workhorse of Africa in 2013, more than 45 years after its initial production. It's still a common sight to see the 504 in public transportation, especially in West Africa, a truly indestructible specimen. The Peugeot 504 underwent a minor facelift in 1975, with visible changes being the replacement of amber indicators with white ones and recessed door handles in place of the old grab handles. Today, Peugeot is currently under the Stellantis group, formed in 2021 as a merger between FCA and Peugeot SA, with newer models of the 208, 308 and 301 in production. Peugeot has also added a 00 naming structure for its crossover and SUV models, the 2008, the 3008 and the 5008. Meanwhile, Peugeot's minivans and MPVs are labeled by names, mainly because they are simply rebadged models of other Stellantis vans like the Rifter, the Boxer, the Partner, and so on. Peugeot has experienced great success in the world of motorsport, winning the WRC Manufacturers title in 85 and 86 with the 205 Turbo and 2000 to 2002 with the 206 WRC. Peugeot also won the Dakar Rally from 1987 to 1990 with the 205 and the 405, and recently in 2016, 17 and 18 with the 2008 and 3008. They have also dipped their foot in Formula 1 with engine supply deals to McLaren, Jordan, and Prost separately between 1994 and 2000. So, does Peugeot still have what it takes to prove competitive in today's modern car era? Can it keep up with trends and penetrate more into non-European markets? Because that will be essential.